YouTube stats 100 uploads. Hi, I'm Vince and welcome to my Vinceunlimited YouTube channel. Today, to celebrate the completion and publication of my first 100 videos, I shall be running through an update on my channel to record how I've done, how well the videos have been received, how often people watch my content, how many subscribers I've gathered, a bit about the people who tune in, what this has earned me through the YouTube advertising system, and the possible future direction of my channel. There's a lot to go through, so let's get on with it. I uploaded my first ever video to YouTube 14 years ago on 12th of September 2010, but first registered the site on 1st of January 2007, a mere 23 months after it was founded in the USA. The 2010 upload is still available to view online. Since then, there have been 83 more full-screen video uploads, including this one, and 17 shorts. Note, this is only the publicly available uploads. Over time, I've sometimes uploaded the odd test videos which are used to check sound or colour settings and were designated as private use and deleted shortly afterwards, so I've not counted these. I've always strived to upload in the highest quality I can, mostly in landscape format, depending on the source content I had available, which means you can choose the resolution to suit your viewing device. I appreciate that this means if viewing on a small screen, such as a mobile device, there may be some issues seeing some tiny subtitles or picture details. But if everything was scaled in portrait mode for a mobile, then my content would likely be highly compromised, unfit for viewing on a big flat screen TV. And I'd have to whinge and sulk all day long whilst wearing oversized dreary coloured trousers and think anyone born before the millennium is dead already. You may also know that I tried to categorise my uploads into playlists because my content is eclectic, not easily summed up into a single type, so the playlists can allow viewers to filter out what they are specifically interested in, presuming you haven't just come here for me and all of my engage in mind. The other aspect of my content is it's not time dependent. The videos can be seen in isolation without reference to immediacy. They're not regular vlogs telling a long drawn out narrative or following a specific timeline. Each can be picked up and viewed in isolation at any time. This means that my views are not time constrained to only within a set period after publication, all mainly because they're designed as individually packaged stories with no expectation that a previous explanation is needed nor any concluding part required. With notable exception of the 2 early films compilations and the 3 historic ships video series, which were each segregated in order to avoid posting overlong videos. So, if you do a quick calculation, 100 videos over a 14-year period equates to an average of just 1 upload about every 7 weeks. My audience weren't exactly flooded. But in fairness, this isn't actually a true reflection of my output. This is because that's an average, and averages don't always reflect the truth. In fact, the publication of my 10th video was 5 years after I started using the service. I mean, those first 10 videos came out at an average rate of just 1 every 6 months. It was early days and my content then was mostly for family viewing purposes, and any public watching was just a bit of a surprise bonus. In those early days, the idea of a YouTuber being paid enough from their content to sustain an income was yet to be formed. Yes, on YouTube some videos became popular, often trending in the same way as they do today. However, the service wasn't dominated by large corporate organisations, commercial TV makers or popular YouTubers. The algorithm that YouTube, under Google, has developed hadn't been fully realised and one's feed wasn't dominated by similar stuff you had already watched over and over again, but rather offered more random selections, perhaps with something not seen before, sometimes from smaller content creators. But in truth, I cannot decide whether small, eclectic content creators such as myself were better or worse served than today. After all, back then, the audience was so much smaller and search was no less efficient. The whole thing was just less polished, less professional, so just felt more accessible to those who could access the service. Given that some of my content has been available for so much longer than the recent stuff, are my views reflective of this? Do the stats back up my claim that my content is non-time dependent? If that was the case, then surely the earlier the publication, the more time it would have had to find an audience. For that, we have to delve into my overall viewing data. And as seen here from my YouTube analytics page, set to lifetime, the trend is quite telling. The curve of views is flat for a very long time period and only starts to ramp up after at least a decade, with virtually all views appearing in the last 4 years. Sadly, this is not truly reflective of all actual views. If I switch to watch time instead of views, note that the pop-up box showing that data is not available for the period between 1st of January 2007 and 1st of September 2012. Is there a missing tranche of data missing in my stats because it has such a long history? Ignoring this question, let's return to the overall viewing figures since the channel started. And you may have noted there were over 120,000 views so far. Is that a big number? For some channels, certainly not. Some creators can easily get that viewership or much, much more on every video they post. But I'm not Mr. Beast. So for my 100 videos, this is an average equates to 1,200 views per video. Admittedly not a high number, but it actually works out on average about 1 view per hour on my channel for over 14 years. Night and day. And if you concentrate those views into the past 4 years, according to the curve, then I've been getting an average of 80 views a day over that period. I think that's something to be proud of. Do you think that's fair? Feel free to comment below. One caveat is the definition of views according to YouTube. A view is counted if a user deliberately clicks on a video and maintains watching for at least 30 seconds. This excludes accidental selection with immediate retraction and feed autoplays, so it's designed to eliminate gaming of the system and reflect actual individual interest. A more accurate assessment of how well my channel is performing is hours watched, and over that same 14-year period the data records about 6,000 hours of watch time, an average of 1.17 hours per day. Again, squishing this watch time into the truer 4-year period shows a watch time average of 4.1 hours per day, or about 20 minutes every hour of every day over a 4-year period, allowing for some sleeping and eating. As said before, these are all average times. They will be entirely altered if we look at individual videos. So let's analyse some of these. As you can see from this content section filtered by highest number of views, there is an obvious great disparity in popularity. Check out my most popular video by views, the Toyota Aygo details video. You will see immediately this one video accounts for a full quarter of them. Nearly 35,000 views, and it was published in September 2020, 5 years ago. Let's look at this video's detailed performance. Overall, since published, this has achieved nearly 35,000 views, with 2.1 thousand watch hours. This equates to over 19 views per day, with 1.15 hours watched per day. Strangely, the same as my average watch time over the whole 14-year period. So where are my viewing hours truly coming from? Again, YouTube analytics can help here, and for this we have to look at the average watch time for each video. To start, let's scroll up on the Toyota video and look at what is shown. Here YouTube tracks how much of the video is watched over time, summarised with an average view duration and an average percentage viewed. In the case of the Aygo video, the numbers are 3 minutes 36 seconds from an 18-minute 32-second video, or 19.5%. Remember, this is an average. Some would watch for less than a minute, others the whole video. Evidently, it would make sense that any videos with high percentage view times over the shortest period would likely be where the most hourly views are to be found. So here is a list of all the videos sorted by views and showing their watch time data. Scroll down and the first one to record a good number is my Eastleigh Railworks video at 37.4%, viewed with an impressive near 21,000 views. This video has been published for around 850 days, which means this video, on average, is watched every hour of every day, night and day, so on average permanently viewed since issued, and providing by far the greatest number of hourly views. Admittedly, if I scroll further down, there are other videos with higher percentage views, such as my Open Mic, the book video at nearly 44% views, but this was a short, so this high percentage only equates to 26 seconds, so it would be unlikely to affect my overall viewage. In fact, one short video has a watch average of nearly 95%, but again, not such a high view number rate, and being a short, an average watch of 56 seconds, this being my big break short. But that's enough viewing stats for now, so let's look at another factor, subscribers. To a YouTuber, this appears to be a measure of success. After all, it's a simple common denominator amongst channels, and more subscribers likely mean more video views. In fact, YouTube also celebrates success by subscriber count, as it's a key starting qualifier for monetization and coveted plaques are awarded to those who achieve subscriber number milestones. Subscriber numbers are also used to rank the prominence of YouTube content creators in various third-party listings. The real measure, though, should be views, because viewing time provides the base upon which advertisers can exploit to fund YouTube and its creators. How many subscribers do I have? After uploading 100 videos and seeing over 120,000 views, and with one of the videos, on average, playing consistently? Well, it's just about 375. Or to be more precise, just 375. Or maybe 376 if you subscribe below. Go on, it costs you nothing and means a lot to me, and you'll be instantly messing with my numbers, which obviously means something to me, so you'll surely get a perverse pleasure in this. But I will forgive you. Now, who are these mysterious viewers? Not just the subscribers, but everyone who watches. YouTube helps with the stats here as well. The information is not filtered by content, but is a measure of my viewers for all videos over the entire period of YouTube's data collection. Filed under a heading Audience, one can see what kind of folk are tuning in. First box of information tells me that most watchers are new viewers, with a percentage of 87%. 12.5% are casual viewers, who may or may not be lounging on a sofa in their comfy slippers, and just a tiny number are regular viewers. This is reinforced by the fact that just 1% are subscribed, with an overwhelming 99% non-Vinceunlimited subscribers. I hope you're not one of these. Scrolling down, and I can see the age spread of my content. And this shows that generally, the more wise you are, the more likely you are to watch. Or at least that's how I interpret this middle-age bias, and almost complete disinterest by the youth. Traversing to the right, it shows which videos are the most popular with different audiences. New viewers, unsurprisingly, like my most popular viewers. After all, they established this pattern. The casual viewers seem to eschew my short videos, and regular viewers tend towards my latest content, which would suit their kind, supportive nature. Moving down, and YouTube lacks data for a few of their own measuring sectors, but does show what devices my stuff gets watched on. And it's the TV that wins here, but only just. Not unsurprisingly, the shorts content is dominated by mobile phone viewers. Slipping further down into the annals of data, and we see where my audience lives, and for most, good old blighty across all types. Interestingly, expand this section out, and all territories can be shown, including the fact that Indonesians watch more of my videos than any other nation. Go Indonesia! However, this may be a statistical anomaly, because this might just be one video viewed once by one Indonesian who was interrupted to answer the door to collect his takeaway just as he clicked on the video start. What is more certain is the fact that a small nation like the Netherlands are keen viewers, with a percentage higher than any other neighbouring European countries, Canada or Australia. Then, at the bottom, we can see what language the viewers are watching me in. English, non-subtitled, an obvious majority. But a shout out to the French who use auto-translation to read what I'm saying. Note that I haven't translated this paragraph in French for them, because they're already using auto-translation. Back to my subscriber level. This is the first key to indicate how much I've earned from YouTube, because one of YouTube requirements are that you need at least 1,000 subscribers to be considered for monetization. In other words, at present, for my near 14-year stint, I have earned from YouTube precisely nothing. Nout, diddly squat, zero, zilch. And for my American views in dollars, that equates to not 1 cent. And for those that use euros, it's about 900. Sorry, translation issue there. It's nil hundred and none. So why is this? Why do I have such a poor subscriber count? Well, I explored this subject a bit in my previous video, Channel Trailers, in which I explained my choice of eclectic content may be a natural barrier to my channel. What I didn't do was provide a solution, and I have now given thought to how I might break this barrier. My content is subdivided by playlists, each with a common theme, and all the playlists amount to my channel. I could relaunch my content divided as the playlists, maybe not all 16 of them. Yes, I have created another subdivision, this one called YouTube because of this video, my previous one and the likelihood of more admin type content in the future. So, not 16 new channels, as that would become overwhelming for me as a sole creator, and severely limit the content output for each new channel. But I could take, for instance, the 3 or 4 most popular playlists and give them their own headspace. Plus, keep this Vinceunlimited channel as a backup to all. A place for my eclectic content, and as a destination for those who like all my content, whatever its flavour. The playlist to separate out to a fresh new algorithm-friendly format could be in alphabetical order: Vinceunlimited Bikes, Vinceunlimited Cars, Vinceunlimited Comedy, and Vinceunlimited Technology, leaving all other subjects to be encompassed within the main Vinceunlimited channel. My reasoning is as follows. Vinceunlimited Bikes, because this can be a controversial subject. I consider myself a biker, know many that live and breathe the passion, are dutiful fellows, and just as passionate are those that despise the subject, possibly because of some bike-related tragedy in their past, a misplaced view of the cleanliness of the industry, a possible fear of the power, noise and presence they can command, or just avoiding them because they know they missed out on this hobby when they were younger and now pretend they're always against them. Vinceunlimited Cars, because I am equally passionate about cars and car-related matters such as driving and the tech associated with it. Motoring channels are not exactly in short supply on YouTube, but each and every one seems loyally followed and discussed amongst the fraternity, which itself is almost everyone. Vinceunlimited Comedy, because I have a veritable pile of it heaped up in various places, love all forms and styles of comedy and sketches and really enjoy writing it. It almost seeps into my written work and I have to try hard to ensure it doesn't dominate when inappropriate, or during a funeral speech. I hesitate to say I have a talent for the subject because it's one of the most controversial things to admit to. It's easier to offer your divisive political views or admit to an odd faith than to say you like comedy without some dimwit asking you to prove your worth, make them laugh, or strike you down with a superb original and terribly hilarious refrain of "Don't give up the day job." Arguably the same humourless people who usually say stand-up is the most difficult thing in the world to do. Vinceunlimited Comedy is the ripest of subjects to sector off because it's the most likely to initiate a thumbs down. It has to live somewhere, because without it, I would not be me. Finally, Vinceunlimited Technology, because it has a similar band of enthusiasts as motoring channels. There's a constant flow of it, which should happen way into the future. Like these enthusiasts, I have a love of shiny and have done so for a long, long time, given ample content for such a channel. Yes, 4 distinct and worthy channel subjects, plus an all-encompassing mothership sweeping up all else my mind decides to produce. That all should be so much easier to accomplish than the 16 separate playlists. However, to serve in even 5 channels would mean producing at least 1 video a week, and even then the separate channels would only get an upload once a month. Hardly enough to sustain interest and build an audience. The trouble with that, it takes me more than a week to write, film, edit, illustrate and upload each video because it's not my full-time job. My full-time job is being retired and that takes a great deal of time, as anyone who's in that position knows. I could amalgamate the 2 vehicular channels, bikes and cars, into a single one. This would ease some burden, but also unfortunately exaggerate the pros and cons of separation. Or perhaps I could amalgamate everything I produce into a wholesome Vinceunlimited general channel. That's the answer. I'll do that. A single Vinceunlimited YouTube channel with a wealth of subjects, an eclectic mix of content, a broad brush of themes, and all sitting under a single logo. Some comedy, of course. Would you watch such a channel? Maybe subscribe? Perhaps add your thoughts below in the comments section. Then give this video a right old thumbs up. That should be enough incentive to try out this all new, not unchanged at all, process, for which I shall next reward you with a short story about AI. It's already written by an actual me, without using any form of AI whatsoever. Intrigued? See you there, in person. I've been Vince, well over 100 times now.